Everyone, I hope you're keeping well. It's been quiet on the YouTube channel for a while, and I'm sorry that I haven't done anything live or brand new, but I've been extremely busy in creating I'll call it a little land of abundance. I decided about 15-16 months ago to turn our back garden of our country cottage into a kind of mini allotment, and there are many reasons for this. I've always loved growing herbs and growing plants and tending to our gardens in previous homes, and I've always loved nature from very young, and in fact part of the teachings I offer are very much about that connection to nature. It's a homework that I tend to give many people in different ways. So our garden was really kind of barren. It was there was nothing much to it apart from lots of rockery and stones, and what we've done instead is we've changed it into a place where I can grow as many fruits and vegetables as possible. Sometimes I've been out here till 11:30 at night in the summer, on the summer long evenings, or midnight actually, where the solar lights come on. And here I'm inside my polytunnel. It's quite a small polytunnel, but I've managed to grow this last week lots of different seeds, and I've been planting all kinds of seeds, and already within just a few days the pak choy is beginning to germinate, and I've grown a lot of okra. So as I'm showing you around, you'll see that down here there's lots of okra that I've grown from seed, and lots of tomato plants that I've grown from seed, and I've got all the tomato plants growing around here and more tomato plants on this side. And I've got things like a bit more exotic, like lemon and lime trees. And as we go out into the garden in a minute, I'd like to show you what's been happening around here, which has kept me so busy. So the garden still needs a bit of work, but we had to get lots of topsoil and rotted manure and fresh manure, because there was literally nothing in this garden. A lot of rockery, a lot of solid floor, so we've had to start almost from scratch, and we're still moving things around. I've been very lucky that some of my really close students have been helping me clear out a shed. When we moved to this country cottage, which is hundreds of years old, we've had to do a lot of work on it ourselves, and had some people coming to help, like plasterers and plumbers, but the whole house needed basically renovating. We had a lot of damp and mould at the beginning, and we've kind of now made our own, sort of put our own stamp upon it, and we're really happy with the way it feels and the way it looks. But we had to have a really big shed in the garden because we had nowhere to store our things. So that shed is, you'll start to see it along here. Anyway, I won't show you it because there's far too much in there. But I've been very lucky to have Katrina and Kate's help in the last week, just taking some of the things off of me to designate to other homes and what have you. So once that shed is gone, I will put a lean-to greenhouse there, and we'll have some chickens and a potting shed as well. And then I'll put some more vegetable patches over here. So on this side you'll begin to see that over here, this is a beautiful statue that I believe is Kuan Yin. And when my grandfather passed away, nearly 2 years ago now, I asked if I could have this statue. He actually got it. It was thrown into a skip at the dump, his local dump, and he paid nothing for it, and he brought it home and he sprayed her silver. But I love her, and she got transported here to where I live in the Lake District, and I've put her here, and we've made kind of a feature wall. So you begin to see a feature wall. We've put some mirrors that were originally in the home, and I've grown my own evening primrose oil plant, and down here I've got lots of mini pear trees and cherry trees, and of course lavender, and lots of other trees. At the back, we're very, very lucky, we're very blessed, and the bees love it, that we've got a big blackberry bush, and the bees are continuously hovering over the blackberry bush. And then I've got more apple trees and what have you. So as you come into the garden with me, you're going to see that my husband built me a lovely herb table. So I've got all my herbs. I've got my thyme and my sage, my mints and my Greek oreganos, and then we've got lemon balm, which is such a brilliant herb. Really helps to reduce anxiety and helps with sleep. Marjoram, and then more oregano, curry plant, and chives, of course, and lots more sage of different varieties, and my favourite as well, chamomile. So over here we've got a whole area. Oh, this was beautiful. We had so many oxeye daisies, which are also edible and have many, many health benefits. And they've been doing really well. They've been really flourishing. But I planted here, you can see all along, so many different trees. And I've got pear trees and apple trees. I've got fig trees at the top. That's our makeshift washing line, so forgive that. And loads more apple trees everywhere. So I don't know if you can see all of that everywhere. And then as we come around to here, you can start to see that we've got my blueberry. So I have a blueberry patch here, and strawberries, and we've got strawberries kind of everywhere. And then my husband's made some trellises, and lots more to see. So here we have wonderful things growing everywhere. Lots of vegetables. Here is the blueberry patch and strawberries. And I've got strawberries kind of planted in containers everywhere. More fig trees. And then we built this little area last year, and I've planted all the flowers, most of them from seed. And you'll see some eggplants here, or aubergines, some goji berry plants. I've got cranberries amongst the blueberries. And then we've got our onion and garlic that I planted last year. And we've got some decking area that was just done a few weeks ago by my husband, because all that down there was just rock and there was a huge drop. So we filled it in instead. And of course the runner beans. And then only a few weeks ago I planted these radishes by seed, and they're growing perfectly. More strawberries. Potatoes have done amazing. I tried to make the garden look as pretty as possible. So I've got all these little things around, like you probably can see, little fairies in different places. Can you see them? It's like Spot the Fairy. I've got a few more, and I've got, if you can probably see at the background there, a little mushroom solar light that looks really pretty at night time. So I deliberately put a small lilac over there because that works really, really well in the garden, I feel. And I've got some Jerusalem artichoke growing over there, and azaleas. And then we've got all different varieties of chard. And growing here is some different kinds of rocket and mustards and some cabbage. And then I've just planted in here, I've got one leek from a little while ago growing, but I've just planted in here carrots and leeks. And then we've got more potatoes down the side. And I'm trying to seed, to gain the harvest of seeds of this leek from last year. They grew so well last year. And then over here we've got, you can see some, oh, these were courgettes growing with some nasturtiums. And then we've got broccoli and all kinds of lettuce growing over here. And a kind neighbour gave us this wonderful ornament, and I'm growing the cucumbers up there. And at the back we've got more courgettes, and along the back with the canes we've got, or bamboo canes, we've got peas growing up them. And then in here, which is doing really marvellously well, we've got lots of red currants growing. My mother gave me these lanterns. And lots of gooseberry bushes and lots of white currants. And then a kind neighbour, Lucy, gave me these blackcurrant cuttings that have grown fantastically in the last 8-9 months, and I know it's all too close together right now, but until the polytunnel's gone, I will then extend the fruit area. So I've got growing here lots of raspberry bushes and some more rhubarb and lots more raspberry canes, but when the polytunnel goes, I will then transfer all that and make a bigger space for it all. So yeah, this is the garden so far, and there's still quite a lot to do, but it's kind of gaining some kind of character now, and it's certainly becoming very full and vibrant and abundant, and I've been thoroughly enjoying being out here, and I think there's nothing better than working with nature, and it clears the stress and the cobwebs away, and to see the birds come into the garden and to see everything begin to flourish, and apples and pears on the trees it's just wonderful. When you're planting things from sort of very young cuttings, or you're planting things from seed, like all these lovely vegetables over here, and you see them grow and then you harvest them, or roses, whatever it may be, it feels really wonderful and worthwhile. The next part is harvesting, and the next part is then preserving, which will keep us very busy, but it's been a really wonderful journey so far, and I'll continue to share it with you. Okay, lots of love. Have a wonderful day.